and forth through the sheds, and I still can't find the foam hammer. I forget what week we're at, or how many times I've actually said that on camera, and I've been trying to look for it very carefully. I had taken out like multiple Tupperwares over the past week, and gone through them, still can't find them. I've just moved them out of the way to get to other Tupperwares, and still nothing showing up. So I really don't know how much it's actually in the backyard, or if it's in the house. I'm moving things around in the house, so I'm still looking, just in case it might show up there, but I have no idea, for sure. Anyways, got a haul video for you. Friday. I don't plan to do these on a regular schedule, but I've been trying to keep it fairly consistent, but hey, it's all good. And I thought I'd change it up this time of actually having it live. Someone said Mayo because I just saw your name. Welcome, Mayo. We're going to start things off with this package in the mail. And I think I know what it is. I mean, I should because I was expecting it, but... Oh, they reused another one. Okay, that's why there's another label on it. Yep. So, as if I haven't talked enough about Bionicle on the channel recently, or even making some fun with it yesterday and a little bit of today. Finally got somebody in the mail that I've been waiting for a very long time. And I was in a rough bidding war, but luckily did not go too much over the market asking price to get this figure. I just had to put a couple pieces to them together. Right, that's some big hands. You can do a lot with those hands. This is a figure that I've been wanting for a very long time, and finally have a part of the collection. His name is Axon. He's from 2006. One of the larger, like, Titan sets. Did I put this? I think I put it the wrong way. I think I had it right the first time. Oh, maybe the arm piece is backwards? I don't know. Well, the hand is definitely on the right side now. Okay. Kind of like a beefy model. This is the first time I'm actually owning one in hand. Never owned this as a kid, but still looks very cool. And this at least completes the 2006 Titans that I've been trying to get for years and years. There was a couple of them that I got years ago that was like no problem, didn't cost a lot at the time. And this one, for whatever reason, always seemed to rise up in value compared to the others. Even though the other ones I know are also very valuable. Hence, Axon. There you go. I'll put that in his right hand. It's getting sunny. The sun just decided to show up. It's like, oh, you got the set you wanted for years and years. Anyways, so yeah, I'm happy that this is here. And it was fairly good for the bidding war that I went through for it. Big swinging axe. There we go. I am still going through sorting different Bionicle sets in general. And there are plenty of spare ones that I've come across in my travels. But I'll try to fit this one with some of the others. I will do more Bionicle related content on Maniac for Bonks. I did throw up some of the memes that I came up with yesterday in that news, if you want to call it news. I threw up those on the other channel. So yeah, I'm just going to put this over to the side. Yeah, I'm getting the whole set. So full disclosure, that meme, I'm surprised it was popping. I really didn't expect it to go anywhere, but oh my god, it hit tweet. You know, I'm happy that it's like a lot of people are seeing it and sharing it too. So I actually do like the whole set. Full disclosure, I did not expect a thing like this. I actually read sometime after the images came out that this was rumored like several months ago, and you all know how I feel about rumors. So to see this for the first time, like without expectations, is fantastic. I really like that there is another way of honoring the 90 years of Lego as a company. But it makes perfect sense to me in hindsight now why this was included. Why was Bionicle a part of it? Like, the big surprise to me was actually, oh, there's Belleville in here. Like, almost never references Belleville, and for historical value, never really considers Belleville a thing. But I had learned, after looking through everything further, the reason why Bionicle and Belleville and Fabuland and those kind of more abstract, maybe, like out of the box kind of themes as compared to like Ninjago Pirates, space, those are expected, right? The reason why they're in there is because it's celebrating 90 years of play. That's the name of the set. And Lego is showing that there are multiple forms in which they have developed toys and different play styles. So you have Belleville, which is covering that dollhouse aesthetic, that play style of larger figures, build them into a house, accessories, and things like that. So that's kind of like summarizing Belleville, Scala, Friends, which I'm actually surprised they didn't put Friends in there, but alright. Bionicle is covering the Bionicle, Hero Factory, Robo Riders, Slizers, all that kind of stuff. Buildable action figures, or even the buildable figures we've seen later with like Star Wars, Ben 10, a whole bunch of stuff. That's why it's in there. If there was somebody at Lego who said, oh, can we put Bionicle in there? People will love it. Maybe. That's still a possibility, but I figured that for a lot of this other stuff, it's kind of covering those bases, where it's saying, we don't just do minifigures in building. We have all these other kinds of figures that we've done over the years. It's a historical set. It's celebrating all the 90 years to some degree. Like, you have the wooden duck. I mean, obviously, Lego's going to celebrate its history. They're going to put the wooden duck in there. They've been doing that forever. And they did that even as throwaway Easter egg things in other classic sets before this, like a year or two ago. But it makes sense for it being in here because that was an era. That was a particular time and play style that would later, we have the bricks we have today. So it kind of makes sense that it's like, oh yeah, we have the wooden duck because you had a lot of pull toys, you had a lot of things that roll, you had a lot of, they're made out of wood. That makes a lot more sense to me. I would imagine that the instructions are probably going to have a little more to explain about that. I would prefer if they did, because the classic sets that they did, I want to say for their 60 year of the brick, didn't really cover that. And again, that one, they threw in the wooden duck just because Lego history, Not necessarily because it was part of the history. It was before it. So that's, if you want to consider that brick theory, off the cuff. That's basically my theory as to why Bionicle, Belleville, Fabuland show up in here. Fabuland, again, being a different kind of system. Even though you're still having, the brick building aspect of it, you have all these different kinds of figures. There were other things like building sets with people, Homemaker. That kind of covers that sphere, that style of building stuff. I guess Homemaker you could also throw into Belleville, technically, because they're really large and dollhouse-like. It literally just, hit me this morning or so about why it's there. So, I don't know. Or maybe the reason why Belleville is in there as such a weird thing, like, why specifically Belleville, is because the designer had a preference. I don't know. I really don't know how much is weighed one way or the other for, what the designer wants in it versus what people want to see out of it. You have a... oh, okay. I'll have to fix that up later. Nothing broken. It's just built the opposite way. Wonder what else is gonna get besides the castle. How many really need to build all the models? Well, I know for one thing, for those who are fans of Bionicle and have been trying to embrace that side, like, let's be real here, they're all cutesy style. It's not like Bionicle getting slighted in any way, shape, or form. Fabuland just had Edward the Elephant and an umbrella with a table. That's pretty much the same piece count wise, and structurally. I do not feel in any way that Bionicle was slighted from other themes when it came to any of those kinds of builds. It's the style of classic. They're supposed to be not super detailed or elaborate or anything like that. It's just you put the pieces together, you get a rough idea of what it's supposed to be, and you go with it. I do love the adventurers one. The Sphinx, wonderfully done. I actually love the googly eyes. Or, they don't actually wiggle, but those style of bubbly eyes, I love them on all the different sets. And it is fun to put on anything, really. Like, that's kind of why they're in a lot of classic sets already. That's why people put them on brick separators. People put them on all different kinds of Lego models. They're fun. And I do love that there are people who embrace that. And they're building their own Bionicle stuff based off of it. I've been working on Fabuland stuff because I was like, I didn't have time to build the Bionicle stuff. So by the time I came back from work yesterday, I saw there were already a lot of people building them. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you get different things, but I don't know what else I can do differently from what is already here, other than building just other characters. But I was starting to build the Fabuland stuff, and I still have to post that. It just took a long time for it to render last night, because now I know that's a thing. I didn't know that before. And, let's see. Buildable Lego Star Wars figures, basically Star Wars Bionicle. Exactly. A lot of Bionicle fans have embraced those parts, just because they want to build that kind of system. There you go. You have the parts. The human characters are always strange. I don't know what it is where Lego makes a human character, whether it's Galador or Bionicle, not Bionicle, Star Wars or Galador or, to an extent, even Scala and Belleville. Human sculpted faces just look a bit off. That's just how it is. Alright, how about the reason why I came out here, or the reason why I even started filming this? I have a large case here that I almost dropped, but luckily it's still secure, with a lot of Technic pieces, nicely sorted, by the way. And it looks like there's an extra layer underneath it? Or is it just really deep? This is really deep. Okay. And Lego Education Mindstorms EV3. So, to go along with the title of this stream, which I wasn't expecting to take this long, but I digress. I got this for free because my mom, over the past year, was working at of course, the wind picks up as soon as I start talking. So, Inconvenient City really isn't what it's cooked up to be. Mother Nature. Anyways, my mom was working at a place over the past year, and her boss had this, and I guess they had talked for quite a bit, like at work or so, and mentioned that I'm not into Lego. But her boss had recently brought up, like, oh, I have this Lego Mindstorms kit. I don't need anymore. My kids don't need it anymore. Does Joey want it? And I said yes. I didn't even know what the thing looked like. And I was like, sure, why not? So I got this for free. And, ooh, yeah. I am looking at this for the first time. EV3. It's even got names on it. So this was definitely part of a class. And that's why I have the names on it. But yeah, it's got the motors. It's got the unit. Hell yeah. I like it. I really like this. A lot of different components in here. Obviously the Technic stuff in the other bin. What's in this box? Ooh, yeah, that's important. Transformer. Or charger. Gonna need that. It looks like the more instructions, it might be in the box where some of those motors came from, or the wires. A couple more wires in here. I see a USB plug. Yep. I'm gonna connect that to a computer. Okay. We got a card in here. This will normally sit on the top of it and also show you the kind of parts that will be in here. This particular kit also has another name on it. 45544. I do not know if it's complete, but that's okay if it's not. As long as it has the Mindstorms components, I can also supplement the rest of the Technic stuff. I've done that before with a Technic Education kit that was based on, I think, not RCX. What is the other one in between? NXT. That's okay. And XT. Don't think I said something else. Anyways, yeah, so they got the parts list on here. And this says it's the core set: intelligent AV3 brick, rechargeable battery, interactive servo motors, gyro sensor, touch sensors, color sensor, and ultrasonic sensor. Yeah, you got that. I mentioned about the motors before, sensors on that. It looks to me that the one last built on here, I'm trying to figure out just from what's assembled what last model was used here. This has like a big claw arm kind of thing on it. So maybe that. Maybe this. I didn't find wheels yet, unless they're in here. Is it facing up this way? Let's see. That way? I'm not sure. Maybe that way? No. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell. It makes me believe that it's possibly the big main model that's over here, or this one down here. I'm not sure at the moment. Picture models cannot be built simultaneously. Okay, that's fine. I knew that. Yeah, we're gonna give you like 5 EV3 units in this one box. That's not gonna happen. There's also another card like that on the bottom of this container, and I can't tell if it's built into it. It feels like it can move a little bit. No, I guess it's not. Okay. It just shows some of the more advanced pieces or the electronic components, you know. It also has a little thing on the bottom, which I guess it is supposed to move, because how else would you measure that? It has a little thing on the bottom to basically say about like how long a technic axle can be, or how long the pins can be, you know. Measure that stuff while following the instructions, which is very useful. I'm going to move this back over here for now. And I'm going to check in this bin. If the wheels are the only thing that's missing, that's great. That's fantastic. Nope. I got wheels. Wheels are in here. Tires are not, but I could replace those. A couple more wires. Another charging cable. There's a wristband. I don't know what that's for. Little rubber pieces. I'm not sure what that's for. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of interesting parts in here. I like the sorting pieces. I don't know if this might have been part of it too. It doesn't say. Also, I do like that this is like a dual container. So it's like you have the parts down here that can be sorted, and then the part here. I thought before it was just really deep bins. Touch sensors. I see 2 and a color sensor. Also very nice. I obviously in here I do not have the software in order to program this, but if it's anything like the standard like retail set, I could probably download it from the LEGO website or an app or something on my phone and operate it that way. That is so cool. I really do like that pops open for different things. Small pieces on top, large pieces on the bottom. I need to do everything like that. I need to sort parts in general. But yeah, this is a nice thing to get for free, and I'm very grateful for my mom and her boss to consider me for it. And I will have to play around with this sometime later. Not immediately. I'm going to do content about it, but it'll take a little bit for me to figure this out, because I've never used EV3 before. When I've done robotics classes, I've usually used NXT and Power Functions. So they're like the older WeDo kits. I've used the WeDo 2.0, which I think is the powered up system, but rarely did we get into the Mindstorms kind of stuff. So that is new territory for me, but as somebody who's done a lot of teaching, that is still exciting for me to try out, aside from the LEGO aspect of it. So yeah, PC port, plugs on bottom, on top. There's an SD card thing in here, but I guess it's micro SD. That is interesting. That might be cool, like add a program or something into it. I can't wait to see what the potential is. I'm probably gonna watch a bunch of Sauriel's workshop to get some idea of it. So those who don't know, there's a YouTube channel that does a lot of Technic stuff, like not just GBC, not just Mindstorms, all different kinds of Technic stuff, and even like a couple reviews here and there, but also of like explaining certain parts, how they work. I always refer to them if I need to find something or if I need to refer back to something. So that will be neat. I will go back there once again to Sariel's. I think it's Sariel's Workshop or something like that on YouTube. Sariel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that'll be a journey. And go figure, I have a bunch of motorized things to work on anyway, so this could do a lot of cool stuff for it. Yeah, that'll be interesting to learn. Ages 10 to 21. I'm 27, and I'm still willing to learn about this. Very nice. Once again, having the core set here, and pick up from eBay. Another addition to the Bionicle collection. And why did I say addition? I don't know why. Oh, bug. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. And, yeah, there's a bunch of things I've been motorizing in the background I need to make video about. Like motorizing Lego sets that did not come with motors or did not have the implication of motors, but still had enough Technic parts to be like, yeah, let's just jam a motor on that. Let's figure something out. I will get to that sometime later. So subscribe and all that jive, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.